Have you ever swiped your card overseas or bought something online and been shocked by the fees your bank has charged you to convert your money into a foreign currency? If you don't think your bank does this, you might want to check again, as banks have been charging in many cases upwards of 2% in fees, adding tens of dollars to your bill. Yesterday I received a new card that has much lower fees and much greater transparency when buying things from abroad, called the Wise Visa Debit Card. Wise isn't new to the market, having started over 10 years ago in Europe under its former name, TransferWise. Today the company has a presence across the whole world and is listed on the London Stock Exchange with a market capitalisation of around 7 billion Kiwi dollars. This card has promised a lot of great features to its users, and in today's video I'll be sharing how you can potentially save hundreds by using it in place of your regular old bank card. Stay tuned as I'll be sharing more on this later. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe to my channel down below to see more content just like this in the personal finance and investing space. Let's get into it. So let's start by looking at the card. Here in New Zealand where I'm based, the cards are powered by Visa, which is great as they're widely accepted by both merchants and ATMs globally. Wise proclaim that the card can be used in over 200 countries around the world as a result. It also has the industry standard 3 ways to use at a merchant, either by swiping the stripe, inserting with the chip, or using PayWave to tap and go. On the back they have your card number and details for making a payment. We must also talk about the most obvious point with the card, its bright green colour. Hey, at least you'll never lose it, I guess. In addition to the physical card, you can also create up to 3 digital cards, which can be linked to Apple and Google Pay, or simply have the credentials you need to make online purchases. This can be useful to control who has your card details, as you can easily activate and deactivate the digital cards. Before you start using the physical or digital card, you'll need to put money into the account that the card sits over, called the Wise Multi-Currency Account. The multi-currency account is the core product offering from Wise. At its center is having the ability to hold 53 of the world's most widely used currencies. If you use your Wise card to purchase in a foreign currency, the purchase amount will first be taken from the relevant currency in this account. If you don't have enough there, the remaining amount will be converted from your other balances. The account also allows you to send money to over 80 countries and even create local bank account details to accept payment in 9 countries. So between the card and the high-functioning account, Wise has an integrated service for those that work across a range of currencies and geographies. Now let's move into the fees, which with any card is a key consideration. On the Wise website, they have a simple comparison for sending $1,000 to the UK. When compared to ANZ, OFX, and PayPal, you can see the transfer fees are much lower at just under $5. But the biggest difference is in the exchange fee due to Wise charging the mid-market rate. This is the rate that you see in Google, and what banks typically do is they set a buy price above this and a sell price below this to make money off the person buying and selling the currency. Wise doesn't do that, and it reflects in the higher amount of pounds that we get for our money. MoneyHub also did this comparison in New Zealand, comparing it to other cards in the market. The card is only beaten by the Flight Centre MasterCard as they don't charge a foreign currency conversion fee, while Wise charges around 0.5%. Important to consider here is that Wise will only charge you a one-time cost of $14 for the card, whereas Flight Centre charge $55 for the card and another $25 every 6 months to just maintain the account. So you'll instead be paying the difference in much higher card fees. When using ATMs overseas, Wise offers users 2 free withdrawals up to $350 a month, and anything in excess of this incurs a fixed charge of $1.50 plus 1.75% of the withdrawal amount. If you see yourself doing this frequently, there may be other card issuers better suited to your needs. However, do be mindful that the exchange rate will also be a factor. This table can be found on MoneyHub's website too, which has lots of great resources for Kiwis. Let's now discuss who the card would be most useful for. I've identified 3 main groups. The first group would be the shoppers, or people who frequently purchase items online. The key benefit to this group is having lower transaction fees when compared to using a conventional card offered by their bank. The reason the fees are lower is largely due to Wise charging at the mid-market exchange rate, so lower fees are of course a huge benefit for those who frequently shop online. The second group that would benefit are travellers, as no longer do you need to approach the bank a week before travelling and exchanging currency. How antiquated! Instead with Wise you can swipe your card and use the local currency, withdraw money for free from ATMs up to twice monthly, and if your card goes missing you can simply turn it off on your app. If this happens, you can also activate a virtual card that restores access to your money through Apple and Android Pay. It's important to also acknowledge this isn't a credit card, so the risk would be limited by the amount that's actually in your account.
Then you just go home. It's like a debit card, like a prepaid.
And finally, the third group that would benefit from using this card would be those on their OE or work remotely as a digital nomad or freelancer. And this is because Wise offer you the ability to start a local bank account and receive payments. Currently, Wise offer this for 9 regions and countries, including Australia, the United Kingdom, and the US, among many others. For example, if you're selling digital marketing solutions from the United Kingdom, this would allow you to have clients in Australia, the US, Singapore, and they would be able to pay you directly as if they were paying a local bank account. Wise can then be used to convert these funds into pounds for your own use, or into any one of over 50 other currencies if you need to pay suppliers elsewhere in the world. The use cases are endless, and as long as you have to deal with multiple currencies, this card may be of some use. So you've learned about the physical and the digital cards, the multi-currency account, the fees, and who this card might be useful for. Let's now summarize the pros and cons of this card. The first pro is the fact that Wise has a product here that is an all-in-one solution to solve so many of the frustrations for people that work with multiple currencies. Being able to input and output different currencies so seamlessly and with so little cost is a valuable proposition to both light and heavy users. The second pro, of course, is having the low fees. This extends from having the one-time card fee of $14 to the low conversion fees, use of the mid-market rate, and having the option to use the card at ATMs overseas, albeit with a modest withdrawal amount. The third is having a solid technology offering through having online and app access to activate and disable the card, integrating the digital card with Apple and Google Pay, and having the 3 methods of using the card with a merchant's terminal. And the fourth pro is the fact that Wise also offer customer support either by phone during New Zealand business hours or through email, and in my experience getting a reply within a couple days, which is not too dissimilar with Sharesies. The only cons I can tell are that the card is an interesting shade of green, it can't be treated fully like a bank account by setting up direct debits and that kind of thing, and that the card should be expected to take up to 3 weeks to arrive, which could be annoying if you're waiting for a replacement. Also, if you're hoping for a branch, there are none of those either. However, even with your traditional bank account, those are getting increasingly difficult to come across anyway. So of course, please do your own research before making the decision to sign up for the card. I've only been sharing public information about the product here, and it by no means constitutes financial advice. This can only be provided by a registered financial advisor who knows your personal financial circumstances and will be able to make a better assessment. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned more about the Wise Debit Card. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a like down below and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content just like this in the personal finance and investing space. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Cheers.